Running High is a futuristic on-foot racing game released only in Japan for the PlayStation in 1997. This is probably one of the most obscure titles that I've ever seen, and while doing research on it for this video, I only found a handful of gameplay videos and a few reviews. The story seems to go like this. In the magnificent far-off year of 2014, these athletes don sick armored suits, compete in races, and that's pretty much all there is to say about that. Well, actually, you can kind of see what the story is supposed to be in the select menu, but I ain't gonna try and read all that. This is a fairly small game with not a whole lot of content thrown into it. You've got 4 tracks in total with reverse variants, and there's a handful of characters you can play as. They all have varying potential like speed, dush, offense, and defense. Characters can be unlocked as you play through the game and beat each track in first with the starting characters. Or if you're feeling real spicy, you can just input a code at the title screen and unlock everything. There's a few interesting additions added to the roster after inputting this code, like Mary, a 17-year-old woman in heels, jorts, and holding a handbag. And right next to her is a literal baby. Gotta get him training for the Olympics early, I guess. Especially since it has the lowest overall stats in the game, minus the incredible grip. You might be wondering how this funky fella will fare against the Super Sentai cast of characters, but you can go ahead and throw those worries out the window, because when you select the baby, your opponents also turn into babies. A much more leveled playing field. Probably. So pull up your Pampers, grab those sippy cups, and let's see if you can beat Running High only using the baby. For this challenge, I'm going to try and get first place in every track in the game. There's no Grand Prix mode or anything, so each race is one and done. The races are like an arcade catch-up style, where you start in last and first place has a big lead ahead of you. You're also under a time limit, but you get more time after you clear checkpoints. The gameplay is fairly straightforward. You've got your typical racing game stuff in here, like start boosts and drift mechanics, but you also have a dash meter that gradually fills as you race. When you have enough banked, you can perform a dash, or you can vault over your opponent by hitting the attack button whenever the target shows up on screen. Vaulting will slow down whomever you jump over and give you a short burst of speed. You can also slow other characters down with an attack on the left or right. Along with the mini-map, you have a radar in the bottom left that will show you where your nearby opponents are, so you can try and line up attacks if they're gaining on you. And that's about everything. Like I said, there ain't too much going on in Running High, but let's let the game speak for itself and start the adventure in Marquee Town. This course gives us the first glimpse of the baby's unmatched style and athleticism. That little leg lift doesn't compare to the nightmare fuel that's showcased when the baby unleashes its full dush potential. Something else I didn't expect while playing this was hearing from an old friend.
Hey, watch your back!
The baby wasn't difficult to handle by any means, but the narrow course and clunky controls make it so easy to hit walls, which will slow you down and cause a butt bounce. Though I'll gladly take that over the mowdown you receive after being hit by someone. Jeez. By the third lap, I took first place for all of a few seconds and got to experience the joys of Running High's ludicrous rubber banding.
Hey, watch your back!
Hold on. Save our boot. Oh, wait, what? Anytime you're in the lead, the CPU shift into maximum overdrive. I got third place on my first try and entered my baby's name as Stu, which was short-lived, but we'll get to that soon. Stu was struggling against these babies, who were probably juicing on applesauce and mushy peas. You can tell just how bad it was here when he was boosting at 290 somethings and could not keep up with this little girl who was crawling. Suppose it could be worse though. I mean, at least I'm not racing against the bad boy of the competition, Bart Harley Jarvis. In all seriousness, the CPU babies have incredible speed, which makes it difficult to contend for first.
How is anyone supposed to get in with that baby?
And while the races felt rigged against me, I was sure that I was still missing something. I knew how to boost, but in the moment, I had no idea what the targets meant or how I was supposed to drift, if possible at all. So after a hot streak of losses, I took to the options menu to figure out the controls. I don't know what I was expecting. I don't really know what I was expecting there. Okay, so I should have saw that coming. Instead of just using some translator app, I took to Marquee Town once again and played another stubborn game of hitting buttons to figure out how they work. I soon found that when you hit the boost when the meter is full, you'll get a max speed of around 298, and that's seemingly quick enough to move past anyone. So using your boost anytime before that, unless you're in the lead, is kind of pointless. Utilizing the max boost whenever I could kept me close to first place the majority of the time, and I almost won once, until I realized that it was only the second lap. Come on, baby.
Come on, baby! Oh no, that's the final lap.
I met with the rival baby in the last lap and almost got the win, except I activated my boost just a little too early.
Oh, you baby!
Then I got humiliated in the next race, right as I approached the finish line.
Oh my God, you son of a...
This game took a lot of getting used to, and soon I would discover something else that would help me win. You have this acceleration meter thing that increases your speed if you don't use your boost. If you keep going while holding onto a full boost, it'll start to light up quickly and you'll be able to outpace the CPUs. Well, when they let you anyway. I think there's certain spots around the track where they slow down. One of those moments was right before the finish line, and they had no idea what was coming.
Run, baby! Run, my child! My son! That's my son!
As a reward for his hard work, my boy Stu received a new name, Sauce, named after the silly YouTube poop edits that shaped me into the man I am today. Sauce and I took to Highwood for the next race, and it's almost identical to Marquee Town, though it swaps out the highway and water area for a grassy, factory, windmill type place. I don't know, it's kinda random. Speaking of random, just look at the advertisements strung about here. You got hardstyle, nature green, oil sweat, and funky foot. They were also present in the last track too. 2014 was just a different era. Highwood also introduced a new fun obstacle in the form of these walls. I just barely touched this thing, and it shattered Sauce's poor squishy kneecaps. But I didn't let that stop me from motivating my son to continue on.
Hey, get with it! Come on delay!
He listened loud and clear, and in the second lap, Sauce overtook first place. We kept the lead going into the third lap, but mistakes were made.
Fuck!
I caught back up and made it to second, where my theory of 298 speed being enough to overtake any position was proven false. The CPUs really seem to pick and choose when they want you to win. It's a good thing that this was one of those times, because after that pitiful performance, Sauce crawled his way into first and boosted to the finish line for a first try, first place finish.
Terra Park. I think my baby's gonna tear apart the competition.
Oh my God, fuck you. Okay, maybe there's a big problem now. You are not my son anymore!
Yeah, that aged well. But honestly, Terra Park wasn't as bad as my parenting skills made it seem. While the competition was fierce, I was never terribly far behind. And I finally learned how to vault, which I think might be better than boosting. The biggest issues I had were with the damn walls again. Like I said, they're so easy to hit, and smacking into one stops you dead in your tracks. I mean, as I should, because it's a wall. So Sauce finished the race in fourth, and I changed his name to Sad after the way he made me feel when everything was all said and done. This anguish would be felt throughout many more attempts.
Dude, that turn! You baby! Oh no, there's no. You know what? No Sesame Street.
Ever!
No, that baby's juicing, I swear to God it is!
As you can see, it was a combination of wall hits and CPU aggro. Classic 90s racing game woes. In the midst of all the chaos, I unintentionally created more, nearly launching Sad out of bounds. It didn't help or anything, but at least it was kinda cool. After our brief stint into oblivion, Sad finally got his act together and made his father a proud man.
My son? My boy! That's my boy! I never doubted him for a second. Not once.
Because of his hard work, I changed his name back to Sauce. He's more than earned it. The final track is Asteroid, and much like how Marquee Town and Highwood were similar, so was this with Terra Park. You can tell that they only had a few environments in mind. While track creativity left much to be desired, the music in Asteroid was bumpin'. I mean, every song of the game so far has been great, but this one was hands down the best. I wish I could play it for you, but copyright and all that, so I'll leave a link to it in the description. Asteroid had more walls throughout it, which was wonderful for me, and they showcased E-Coke and hype. I pretty much reset out of frustration anytime I hit a wall, and when I came close to winning my first full race, I didn't.
Oh no!
My next try after that, I was ever so slightly behind first place, until I came face to face with, you guessed it, though somehow, some way, with the goofiest boost recovery, Sauce caught back up and showed these babies who's got the fullest diaper in town.
Ooh, there we go. I swore it was over.
I entered his initials once more to immortalize him in running high history, and then the credits began to roll. But it wasn't over yet. There was still the matter of the reverse tracks. These were nothing special and didn't add any extra difficulty, aside from adjusting to playing the tracks in reverse. I beat Marquee Town and Highwood on my first try, but at the end of those races, it didn't ask me to put in any initials. Just right back to the main menu, unless you want to watch a replay of your race or restart. Terra Park and Asteroid gave me some problems, and I'm certain I don't need to spell those out for you. I did beat both of those races within a few tries. Honestly, when you get used to vaulting and recognizing when the CPU slowed down during the race and use that to your advantage with the boost or vault, this game ain't all that hard. There's no credits roll after completing Asteroid in reverse, but I can now say that you can beat running high only using the baby. Thank you all so much for watching. I had zero expectations going into this one, and I can't say that I was put through the ringer or anything, but for what it was, I had a good time. I'd say that the biggest hurdle outside of the CPU rubber banding were the controls. It's hard to explain, but the baby has some of the best grip in the game, yet at the same time, turning is super clunky. I did sort of learn how to drift down the road, which you can do by pressing X twice, but that felt too awkward. Pouncing off the side of a wall was somehow a much better alternative. I also think that the CPUs scale with your speed, and to test this, I tried some of the other characters out, including Thunder, who has even lower speed than the baby, yet has no issues contending for first. This game is just slightly below average. And at the same time, I definitely think you should give it a try if you want to check out a short, strange racing game. I can't say there's a whole lot of replayability with this one, but if anything, it'd make for a good afternoon killer. Be sure to hit the like button if you enjoyed this video. Also, I stream all of my challenge runs live on my Twitch channel and here on YouTube. If you'd like to check that out, be sure to subscribe or follow me on Twitch. The link to my Twitch channel, along with links to my other social media accounts, can be found in the description. If there's a challenge run you'd like to see, you can also check out the description for a direct link where you can submit your ideas. Thanks again for watching, everyone. See you in the next video. You have got to be fucking kidding me!